We've all been there, right? Staring at that one thing on our to-do list, knowing we have to do it, but we just can't bring ourselves to start. Well, what if I told you there's a ridiculously simple rule that can basically demolish procrastination? Seriously, let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, let's get something really important straight. That feeling, it's not a character flaw. You are not a lazy person. What you're actually fighting is a literal force of nature. And the good news is, like any force, it can be beaten with the right strategy.
So, to win this battle, we have to know what we're actually up against. And a little spoiler alert, the enemy is not what you think it is.
You know that feeling of being totally stuck? The dread you feel right before you start something? Whether it's a big project or just cleaning the kitchen? That's it. That's the real problem. It's not about how hard the task is. It's about the friction of just getting started.
This actually brings us to what I call the physics of procrastination. Because really, this isn't a psychological problem. It's a physics problem. It's all about overcoming that initial resistance to get going.
And this is the crucial mind shift right here. On the left, we have what we think the problem is. Laziness. We blame ourselves. We think there's something wrong with us. But on the right, that's what's actually happening. It's just inertia, a simple, basic force of nature. It's not a personal failing, it's a physics problem.
So what is this inertia we're talking about? Well, it's that invisible wall you feel right before you start. It's that feeling. And it's the reason why just thinking about doing the dishes is often way more painful than actually doing them.
All right, so we've identified the enemy. Its name is inertia. Now, how do we beat it? Well, allow me to introduce the hero of this story, the simple and honestly brilliant 2-minute rule.
And here it is. The rule itself is just this. Any task, any new habit, can be scaled down into something that takes less than 2 minutes to start. It just drops the barrier to entry so low that it actually feels easier to just do it than to keep avoiding it.
And using it could not be simpler. Seriously, you pick your task, you set a timer for 2 minutes, and then you just start. That's it. The key is you're not trying to finish. You're not even trying to do a good job. You are only committing to 2 minutes. That's the entire trick.
But why is this so incredibly powerful? I mean, it's just 2 minutes, right? How can that change anything? Well, it's because it's all about turning that nasty inertia into its beautiful opposite, momentum. This number. This is it. This is the magic key. It is so small, so non-threatening, but it's powerful enough to unlock everything. Just 2 minutes.
Because 2 minutes is all you need to completely shatter that wall of resistance. Remember, the goal isn't to write a whole book. It's just to write one sentence. The goal isn't to clean the entire house. It's to put one dish in the dishwasher.
And that's where the magic kicks in. You remember this from science class, right? An object in motion tends to stay in motion. Once you've overcome that initial push and you're moving, even just a little bit, it is so much easier to keep going. That tiny start creates unstoppable momentum.
And you see this ripple effect happen all the time. Your goal is just to read one page, but once you're sitting there with the book open, you end up reading a whole chapter. You tell yourself, I'll just put my running shoes on, and the next thing you know, you're out the door. The 2-minute start isn't the end game, it's the gateway.
And maybe the best part about all this, it completely bypasses willpower. You don't need to feel motivated. You don't have to wait for inspiration to strike. You just act for 2 minutes, and what you'll find is that the motivation shows up after you start. Action creates motivation, not the other way around.
Okay, so we get the theory, we know why it works. Now it's time for the most important part, actually putting this to work for you, right now.
If you take only one thing away today, please let it be this. Real, lasting change doesn't come from huge, intense bursts of effort. It comes from small, simple consistency. And consistency, well, it all starts with just 2 minutes. So I'll leave you with this one simple question. Think about it, that thing you've been putting off, that task that's been hanging over your head. What will you give your next 2 minutes to?